Hi class, this is Mr. Zacchio. I'm going to show you how to put together the event pieces for your pop-up timeline project. So what you're going to need for this is 2 index cards for each event. And you need to do 8 events, so you're going to need a total of 16 index cards. But for now, we just want to focus on 2 and putting 1 event together. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, and you're also going to need a glue stick. I don't have a glue stick on me right now, so we're not going to worry about that. But we're going to show you how to put together 1 event for your timeline, and then you're just going to repeat the process 7 more times. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take index card number 1. You're going to rotate it vertically. That's straight up and down. And you're going to fold the top end over about 1/3 of the way. It's fine if it's a little less or a little bit more. You pretty much don't want it to be about half, but if you're right around 1/3, you're good to go. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors and you're going to make 2 small incisions about 1 inch each in the middle of the index card. You are not cutting across. You are just making the incision, and it should be on both sides. So you're going to you're going to turn it this way and cut about an even length, about 1 inch on each side. From there, you're going to unfold and you're going to push through the part that you cut. And I'm trying to do this with one hand, so bear with me. And then you're going to fold down. So you still have the same fold that you had earlier, only now you have this missing area because that part is now folded forward. And it should, if you did it correctly, kind of look like a little chair. And then this area, the front, let me get my hand out of the way. This area right here, so let's turn to the side. This area is where you're going to glue the second index card, but we're going to show you that in a moment. Now, when you fold this over, you want to make sure you leave a good amount of real estate down here because, as you should all be aware, each of these events needs to include an image that you're going to be cutting out and pasting. So if you have a larger image, you want to leave a lot of real estate down here. If you don't have a large image, then you don't need as much room, but you're going to glue it down at the bottom of index card number 1. Moving over to index card number 2, horizontally, you're going to write the event at the top of the index card. Underneath that, you'll write the summary. That'll be about 2 or 3 sentences, and then the context of that event. And again, that will also be about 2 or 3 sentences. So your entry should look something like this. So you have like Omaha platform is the event. You have the summary right beneath it, and then you have the context. When you are done with index card number 2, then you glue the chair. You're going to glue like a back area down here if you want. And you're going to put it like so. So it should have the event straight up, the summary straight up, the context straight up, and the image is down below. Once it's glued together, it should all fold down together, and that second index card should cover your image. Again, I'm trying to do this with one hand, so please forgive me. And once it covers your image, it should look like that, more or less. This is not even because, again, I'm doing this with one hand. When this is face down, then you write your year on the outside or on the back of index card number 2. At this point, you should be completed with this event. You're repeating this process 7 more times for your other 7 events. When you have all 7 events, you're going to take your 2 strips for your timeline. You're going to try to get them as somewhat close to the end. Leave a little bit of slack. Don't paste or don't staple this close together. Like leave a little room. Line them up, and then you can staple them together. You could tape them together. I wouldn't necessarily glue them, or I would glue them first and then tape or staple them to make sure it's really secure. So that will give you your actual timeline. Then you're going to take each of your events and you're going to line them up like so. So you're going to put them in chronological order. That means from the earliest date to the most recent date. This timeline is in reverse chronological order. Your timeline should not look like this. This is the reversal of what you should be doing. So let's just take 1873, for example. That would go down over here. Then whenever the next event is, you're going to put it next to it, and so on and so forth for all 8 events. You want to space it out so that it is evenly distributed across your timeline. You shouldn't have events numbers 1 through 8 ending here and then all this extra space. You want to space it out, then mark off where you're going to glue. So if this one is where you want it to be, then underneath this spot, put a little X, put a little X. So you know that's where I'm gluing number 1. And then if number 2 is going to go right here, you're going to mark a little X here, and you're going to mark a little X here, and that's where event number 2 is going to go. And you're going to repeat that process, and then, and only then, after you have marked and spaced out your events, will you glue your events down to the timeline. Once you do that, you have completed your project. Hopefully you've done it successfully, and hopefully you get a big, fat 56 on your assignment, and you are sitting pretty heading into your winter break. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out to me either via email if we're not in school. You can come up to my desk, or you can reach me however you need to reach me. Thank you, and best of luck.